in the wake of Osama bin Laden's killing, I'd like to remind you of something that you wrote in the Washington Times last July. You said, Mr. Obama is a more serious threat to America than Al-Qaeda. We know that Osama bin Laden and followers want to kill us, but at least they're an outside force against whom we can offer our best defense. But when a dedicated enemy of the Constitution is working from the inside, we face a far more dangerous threat. Now, I know you're a political opponent of President Obama. Wasn't that a ludicrous thing to accuse the president of?
Well, I suppose you can phrase it that way because you would think of it that way, but I certainly don't, and millions of other people don't think it was ludicrous because, of course, the President of the United States, as he said many times during his campaign, is doing what he promised, and that is to fundamentally, his quote, his exact words were, I am going to fundamentally transform America. Now, he said it on many occasions. His intent upon doing it. And what exactly does that mean? Well, I think we pretty much understand. He's got a low opinion of the Constitution. He's talked about that, too, about how it needs to be changed. The fact is that what he's done, and I'm very pleased about what has happened in Afghanistan. He's ordered an assassination. That is something that, of course, we would have just, oh my gosh, if Bush had done something like assassinated somebody else, even Osama bin Laden,
I don't think
there would have been, you don't think it was an assassination?
No, I didn't say that. I haven't.
Oh.
I think that the suggestion that President Bush would have been condemned for such a clean operation is unreasonable and unfair.
You'd have been condemning it for an assassination, as that's what you would have called it, because of course it was that. But we talked about during those days.
Sorry, Mr.
Remember,
Tancredo,
we continued to talk about how horrible it was. Any policy of assassination couldn't be accepted. We accept it with Obama. That's okay with me.
No,
we accept the idea of intimidation and coercive tactics to get the information with Obama.
If I may, just for one moment.
Yeah.
You were suggesting that I would have condemned President Bush. That's not right. And also, you know, you're suggesting that there would have been condemnation of the Navy SEALs who executed that. But can I go back to your original quote, if I may, to follow your logic? Would you have preferred then the death of the president as opposed to bin Laden?
Of course not. My God. And that is not a logical assumption
well, it is because
that anybody
you
could
said,
make.
if I may,
only you would say a thing like that.
Tancredo,
if there was no logic, I never once suggested the President of the United States should be.
You said that
any violence should happen, any harm
You said
come
that the president was a greater threat than Osama bin Laden.
There is a way to deal with that here in the United States, and that is exactly what I hope to do, and that is make sure he does not serve a second term. He's defeated at the polls. Not anything of a violent nature ever, nor would I suggest in a million years that that's some sort of tragedy should befall him.
Okay, let's move on to immigration.
The slightest bit
let's move on to immigration
harm,
for a moment. Resolving this issue.
political harm.